Prince Andrew just broke his silence, claiming Meghan Markle was allegedly part of the same elite world that destroyed him. Insiders reveal shocking evidence of a personal connection predating Harry, sparking panic in the palace. What he knows could rewrite royal history and expose secrets the monarchy has desperately tried to hide. Andrew breaks his silence, the first shocking revelation. After years of enforced silence, Prince Andrew has reportedly reached a breaking point. According to palace insiders, he recently told close confidants, "Meghan is down in the dirt with me whether she likes it or not." That statement alone has sent shockwaves through royal corridors. For the first time, Andrew is allegedly linking Meghan Markle directly to the same elite world that ultimately destroyed him. This is not a vague complaint. It is described as a direct accusation, made in anger after Andrew reflected on how his life collapsed in 2019, while Meghan continued to be publicly protected. Sources say Andrew feels betrayed by the palace, stripped of titles, duties, and respect, while Meghan was shielded from scrutiny. He reportedly believes he was used as a sacrifice to save the institution, while others with overlapping histories were quietly defended. Even more explosive is the claim that Andrew holds evidence of a connection with Meghan that dates back years before Prince Harry, including messages and witnesses. The palace, caught off guard, is now said to be in full damage control mode, holding urgent meetings to prevent Andrew from going public. Because if he speaks openly, this won't just be embarrassing. It could rewrite the entire royal narrative. Meghan and Andrew. The buried history. As Prince Andrew's alleged words ripple through the palace, attention has turned to a chapter many believe was intentionally erased. Insiders now claim that Meghan Markle and Andrew were not strangers before her royal rise. Their connection allegedly began around 2009, during Meghan's frequent trips to London, years before she met Prince Harry. Sources say she was introduced to elite social circles through wealthy contacts who organized high-profile private events, and Andrew reportedly moved in the same world. The most concerning claims are that Meghan allegedly visited Andrew's private residence multiple times and even used his personal royal driver, a privilege rarely extended. These visits were never publicly disclosed, never addressed by palace officials, and never mentioned during Meghan's royal vetting in 2017 to 2018. The silence raises questions. Why was this history ignored? And why did no one investigate when Andrew's past came under global scrutiny? The blackout surrounding Meghan's UK movements between 2008 and 2011 now seems deliberate. Observers argue that if the public had known about these connections, the perception of Meghan's entry into royal life would have been very different. As Andrew grows more vocal, the palace reportedly fears this buried history may finally come to light. Yacht photos and high society connections. In 2014, photographs surfaced showing Meghan Markle aboard a private luxury yacht with a small group of elite individuals. At the time, the images were dismissed as typical celebrity leisure. But now, in the context of Andrew's alleged revelations, the yacht takes on a far more serious meaning. It wasn't merely a vacation spot. It was a private environment linked to exclusive social networks, some reportedly connected to Jeffrey Epstein's circle. The connection is reinforced by Karina Shuliak, Epstein's last known girlfriend, who stated publicly that she only joined private yacht and jet trips while part of Epstein's inner circle. Meghan's presence raises pressing questions. Was she part of this orbit? Which powerful figures was she associating with? And did she witness moments that tie her closer to Andrew's world? The timing is striking. These yacht events occurred just 3 years before Meghan publicly appeared with Prince Harry, placing her in proximity to the same elite environments that contributed to Andrew's downfall. Observers now suggest her access may not have been coincidental, and it could explain why Andrew feels compelled to speak out, revealing connections the palace has long kept hidden. Virginia Roberts' alleged interest in Meghan as a witness. During the peak of the Epstein investigation, legal teams reportedly considered names for potential witnesses, though most were never publicly confirmed. Among them, insiders claim, was Meghan Markle. According to sources, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, the woman who accused Prince Andrew of sexual abuse, allegedly suggested Meghan because of her presence in Andrew's orbit before she met Prince Harry. It wasn't about fame, it was about timing and proximity. The logic was simple. Meghan might have witnessed Andrew's private gatherings or known the types of people he associated with. Legal experts suggest she could have provided critical context or confirmation about his behavior in elite circles. But just as quickly as her name surfaced, it vanished. Meghan was never subpoenaed, interviewed, or mentioned again in court documents. The sudden removal raises serious questions. Was it purely legal strategy, or did palace influence protect her? Insiders argue that the speed and completeness of her disappearance from the case suggest powerful forces intervened, shielding not only Meghan, but also the royal family from deeper scrutiny. Today, this gap in the record remains a point of intense speculation, especially as Andrew threatens to reveal what he knows. The Soho House connection and Meghan's rise. Before becoming a duchess, Meghan Markle was a working actress in Toronto, filming Suits. But her rise into elite social circles wasn't accidental. Insiders claim it was guided by Marcus Anderson, a senior figure at Soho House, the private club known for connecting celebrities with the global elite. Anderson reportedly took a personal interest in Meghan and introduced her to powerful individuals, private events, and wealthy influencers, accelerating her climb far beyond typical acting circles. Through Anderson, Meghan met Jessica Mulroney, gaining entry into New York and London's high society, the same environments in which Prince Andrew had long-standing connections. These introductions provided her with access to people and events few outsiders could reach. Observers now question whether her rise was organic or strategically engineered. Given Andrew's recent claims, the overlap between Meghan's early network and elite circles tied to scandal has become even more scrutinized. The timing, access, and connections all suggest deliberate positioning, fueling speculation that Meghan's path to royalty may have been more calculated than previously acknowledged. The Andrew Target Theory, Meghan's first royal focus. One of the most explosive claims now coming from palace insiders is this: Prince Harry may not have been Meghan's original target. In fact, they suggest that in the early 2000s, Meghan initially aimed to get close to Prince Andrew. At the time, Andrew was still publicly respected, deeply connected, and part of the royal core. Meghan, newly embedded in elite circles through Soho House, allegedly attended events where Andrew was present and made efforts to build a connection. But her access was reportedly cut short. According to one source, Sarah Ferguson, Fergie, Andrew's ex-wife and longtime confidant, noticed Meghan's presence and stepped in to block any further involvement. Fergie allegedly didn't trust Meghan's intentions and felt she was getting too close too quickly. That barrier changed everything. With Andrew out of reach, insiders claim Meghan recalibrated and set her focus on Prince Harry, the more emotionally open and publicly adored royal. If this version of events is true, it reframes Meghan's relationship with Harry from love story to strategic redirection. And that realization, sources say, is what now keeps certain members of the palace deeply uncomfortable, because it suggests Meghan didn't just marry in, she targeted her way in. Harry's realization: a marriage based on lies? Palace insiders now claim that Prince Harry slowly began to suspect that Meghan Markle's past may have been closer to Prince Andrew than he ever imagined. At first, he refused to believe the whispers, cutting off family members who tried to warn him. He defended Meghan fiercely, calling critics jealous, controlling, and unfair. For years, he trusted her word, convinced their love was genuine. But over time, details emerged. Photos, events, and old connections painted a different picture. Sources say Harry grew distant and emotionally overwhelmed, struggling to reconcile the Meghan he knew with the version of her past hinted at behind closed doors. One insider remarked, he started realizing he wasn't the first priority. He was the plan B. This awakening left Harry feeling betrayed and used, questioning whether his marriage was about love or strategic access to the monarchy. The weight of that realization reportedly shattered his trust, leaving him emotionally isolated in California. By the time Andrew's revelations surfaced, Harry's position was already precarious, making the palace's silence around Meghan even more consequential. The palace cover-up: why Meghan was protected. Despite Andrew's downfall in 2019, Meghan's alleged ties to his world were never investigated. Insiders say the palace deliberately maintained silence, shielding her from scrutiny, while Andrew lost titles, privileges, and public favor. Sources point to 3 reasons for this strategy. First, concerns about Harry's mental health. The palace feared exposure could push him into a public breakdown. Second, the potential of a second Epstein-level scandal, which could engulf the monarchy. Third, institutional self-preservation. They didn't want vetting failures or internal missteps exposed. The result? Meghan became untouchable. Media protection and palace discretion ensured her past remained hidden, even as Andrew faced global scrutiny. One insider explained, silence doesn't mean innocence. It means protection at any cost. This created a dangerous double standard. Andrew punished for shared circles, Meghan shielded. Now, with Andrew threatening to speak, the layers of secrecy could unravel. What was quietly contained for years may soon expose Meghan, Harry, and the palace, challenging the monarchy's credibility and control over its narrative like never before. Andrew's final move: the threat to speak publicly. After losing his military titles and royal patronages in 2022, Prince Andrew reportedly reached a breaking point. Sources claim he feels he took the fall alone while Meghan Markle remained protected and untouchable. One insider revealed, he's furious and now he's ready to talk. Everything he knows, he wants to reveal. Andrew allegedly holds timelines, messages, and witness accounts that could connect Meghan to events and circles tied to his scandal-ridden past. Support reportedly comes from Sarah Ferguson and Princess Eugenie, who believe the palace unfairly sacrificed Andrew while shielding others. His potential disclosures could include social gatherings, private meetings, and communications never made public. Palace aides are said to be in panic mode, fearing that a televised interview or memoir could create irreversible damage. One source warned, once he speaks, there's no controlling it. Every secret comes pouring out. The implications are enormous. Meghan's public image, Harry's credibility, and the palace's carefully constructed narrative could all be at risk. Andrew's move may not just be about revenge. It could trigger one of the largest credibility crises the monarchy has faced in decades. The collapse of the palace narrative. If Andrew speaks, insiders warn the fallout could go far beyond him. Former staff, drivers, and aides might come forward, creating a domino effect the palace cannot control. Meghan's carefully curated public image could be shattered, and questions about Harry's judgment and royal vetting could dominate headlines. Observers claim the palace is now on the edge of its biggest credibility crisis in generations. Decisions about access, protection, and silence that were meant to safeguard the monarchy could backfire. As one source said, everything the family thought was under control could unravel overnight. The walls they built to protect Meghan and themselves will crumble. Andrew's revelations could force the monarchy to confront uncomfortable truths about double standards and secrecy. For a family built on legacy and image, this may be the reckoning the palace has long feared. If Andrew speaks, the palace, Meghan, and Harry could face unprecedented scrutiny. The royal family's secrets may finally unravel.